she's beautiful.
When's the last time you touched one of those?
56 years, I think.
Yeah.
One of these, when it was Bell, it was the 205 commercial, but not the same.
Yeah.
And man, this thing looks like it just came off a flight line in Benoit or something, you know. Holy.
What's your name, sir?
Bob.
Bob.
Bob Crane.
And you served in?
Yep.
Vietnam.
68, 69. Out of Benoit. We were the top Tigers. And the Mustangs. I flew a gunship. It was called Smokey because we would go on down and I would lay a smokescreen, treetop level, about 40 to 60 knots. You had to be your family is an idiot to do that, but when you're 21, you're an idiot. So anyhow, and I had 50 cal 3 M60s, and my heart's
kind of emotional, huh?
Oh, very. It's incredible.
Bobby, I couldn't remember. Your main objective, didn't you go in and pick up guys?
Well, no, we were an assault helicopter company, so we would mostly fly the infantry men in for an assault. In those days, they showed the medevacs, you know, with the crosses and all, but there were so few of them, we had to do that. So when we would finish an assault, we would go back, refuel, shut down for a while, and then when the battle or whatever was going on, they had wounded, they'd call us on the radio. And that was the most dangerous work, going in and pulling GIs
Pulling them
out of the crap,
How many hours did you have in the helicopter?
I finished combat hours about 1,050. 32 airmentals and
so 1,000 hours in combat.
Yeah.
So over the course of a year, that's 2, 3, 4 hours a day.
At least, yeah. Some days, long days too, and you know, sometime
you might fly 8 hours in one day and not at all the next.
Well, I don't remember. We got a day off about once every 6 weeks or man, you know, and I don't remember much about those because we hit the beer pretty hard, you know. Anyhow, but
it's got a very distinctive sound. Now, Bobby's been flying this out of our neighborhood for 20-something years.
I've started for creating a legacy for my grandson about Vietnam and my helicopter. And one of the videos I produced is called The 7 Sounds of Huey. And I got it on YouTube, and you go and you'll listen, see that, because what you're saying, the distinct sound.
It is.
All infantrymen and all aviators in the Army love that sound.
Yeah.
For many infantrymen, it meant it was two meanings.
It's a lifeline.
Yeah. Well, one, they hated going in, but more important, getting out. And you can hear one of these things coming you know, on the horizon. We used to joke the idea that we're going to sneak attack a VC unit. That was a bullshit. You can hear a Huey coming from.
Trust me, we hear it regularly.
In the neighborhood.
Oh yeah.
Now the field hospital doctors and nurses may have not appreciated the sound as much when they heard it coming. They knew stuff was about to get real, huh?
Yes.
Hospitals.
You know, the people ask me, did combat have combat didn't have that bad affect me because the training the Army gave us, and once you get there, you get used to it and the sounds and the bullets and all that. But what did hurt the most is the GIs. We pick up bleeding, screaming, pain, and we didn't have anything but a first aid kit, you know, and too many of them were lost because usually it was at least 30 minutes to get to a medical facility. And that's what bothered me the most about Vietnam, was the young boys, 18, 19, 20 years old, infantrymen. And my crew chief, you know, a lot of times they were screaming over the income, you know, what do I do? What do I do? You know, Nothing.
Nothing much you can do.
No,
So
much
get them
you
out.
Get them. Now today, the Army and the Marines are good. They have these Blackhawks specially equipped, and they carry medics and nurses on board. So I've talked to a lot of Iraq vets, and that some that got medevac, and that saved their lives.
So the helicopters are more equipped.
Yes, well, and they have the crew on board. You know, not a doctor, but they have highly trained corpsmen or medics, and so they can save a life the moment it gets on board. Where us, we just could slam the stick forward and pull pitch and
Get
go
them
as
out of
fast
there.
we could. That's all. And a lot of times we would go Gucci and Tonson out, and
They refer to that as the golden hour sometimes,
yes,
right?
yes.
About an hour, live or die. Maybe.
We always, our measure was if we could get them somewhere within 30 minutes. Now, sometimes, you know, the wounds were just massive, and they bleed out in the helicopter. But if they didn't have a wound like that, if we could get them in 30 minutes. And the unfortunate thing, too, we never knew how they did, you know. And because we would just go back and pick them
Go
more.
get some more.
Yeah, that's all. So one day, in the medevacs, we did 26 in one day, medevacs. 9th Infantry unit got into some real serious combat, and we were just going in one out of there's 26 sorties, going in, picking them up, and getting to the. So.
Now, the suppressive fire of the M60 was key in those situations, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
The M60 and my trusty 50 caliber that we had on Smokey. That was.
That'll help.
Yes,
That's a
helped
big
us.
gun.
No, it was a big gun, and it was mounted there and facing starboard. And I had two M60s this side and the 50 that side. So, but it was only good when I could do a little smoke screen with the trees on the starboard side. And when you slow down to 40 knots and you have a 50, you're kind of going like this every time. It's kind of funny. So they would have to watch it, the mounts on the deck, because she would loosen up.
Well, I don't feel worthy to fly on this bird with you today, but I appreciate thank you for your service.
What do you mean, Bill? Aren't you going to go?
I'm going, yeah.
Yes.
It's an honor to fly with you on board.
You know, it just depends on your generation, you know.
Yeah.
My father was a World War II vet, you know, Uncle Robert, I think. And he was 17 and a half when he was shot down over Germany and spent the next 2 years as a POW in Germany. So it's just when you're born and what's going on, you know. And most people, you know, they honor their commitment to America. That's our duty to do that when you have to.